The last of the cards for Triple Drive Booster officially revealed, and that being a new Rideline for Leuhan, and which basically just one day away from the release date, which is quite fitting seeing that this is the last of the cards that we're gonna get. And Lord and behold, this Rideline is so much deadlier than Zedolans. This video is sponsored by Phoenix Pharos Cards. If you need supplies of singles or splits for Cardfight Vanguard, especially the ones in the video, do check out Phoenix Pharos Cards today, and as a bonus, use the promo code METANERD to get an amazing 5% discount. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the METANERD channel. I am Marris, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard, DivineZ. In this video, we'll be going through the last of the cards that was revealed for Triple Drive Booster, and that being the whole Rideline, as well as one or two other support cards for Leuhan or Leuhan. I don't really know how to exactly pronounce the name. This Rideline, as compared to Zedolans, looks to be the more threatening one due to the whole Rideline being a pseudo Revol dress in a sense. But of course, this is only like the first support wave for Leuhan, so it's not really a fair comparison. But still, this whole Rideline actually focused around rewriting the Vanguard, which is technically what Revol Dress is doing. Without further ado, let's take a look at what the new Rideline, that being Leuhan, brings to the table. For the grade 1, we have Hardworking Bonds Leuhan. Although when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 2 unit with Leuhan in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to one Soul Rinsing Spring of Dragons or a grade 2 or less unit card without Sentinel from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle the deck. Like any other Keter Sanctuary grade 1 Rideline goes, it's basically the same. It's just which target that you are going to search. In this grade 1 Rideline case, you are able to get the normal order card, which is this card right here, or a grade 2 or less card from the top 5 without the Sentinel, which is not too bad, I would say. So even if you don't get the grade 1 order, even if you don't get the grade 1 normal order card, you are still able to put it into your hand, something from the top 5, which I think is super nice. Luckily, Bushiro decided not to give it the Sentinel as well. Otherwise, this grade 1 might be the most broken one out of every single Keter Sanctuary grade 1 that we have so far, because with the ability to put a Sentinel to the hand from the top 5 is just very, very stupid. The order card is actually very crucial in order to get the consistency for the whole combo of Leuhan starting from turn 3. If, of course, there are choices to choose between the normal order card or a grade 2 or less unit, I think most of the time you will want to get the order card just to ensure that you have that consistency to actually activate Leuhan's skill, because the order card does superior call something from the drop zone anyway, so technically you are still gonna plus no matter what. It's just how you want to plus. Nothing really too complicated. I think it's pretty straightforward in terms of this grade 1, and it's bringing a lot of value as is already. Now let's of course go over the normal order card, because I think this normal order card is like one of the key components of this deck. Soul Rinsing Spring of Dragons. Play this with cost Counter Blast 1 if you have a Vanguard with Leuhan in its card name. Choose up to 2 normal units from your drop. Choose a card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from among them, call it to rearguard circle, and put the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order. That call unit gets 5k power until the end of turn. You don't really see a Keter Sanctuary card that superior calls from the drop zone. I think this is the first, and I don't think it's going to be the last Keter Sanctuary support that does interact with the drop zone. But due to how Leuhan is reliant on the combo pieces, this card is actually a godsend. This card can be used as soon as turn 2, provided of course you have 2 normal units. Although it's a grade 1 normal order, but of course you can't really use on turn 1, because you definitely will not have a counter blast on turn 1, no matter if you're going first or second. So most likely you're able to activate this card starting from turn 2. Allows you to recycle 2 normal units from the drop back to the deck, or you know, superior call one of them to the rearguard circle. The superior call of course is most probably going to be the horse, which is Marris, which of course we will talk about that later in the video, as well as the pseudo RevolForm of this deck back to the bottom of the deck, because Leuhan will want to search from the deck and then just ride it on top of it. The 5k power bonus is super nice for Marris, because he's most likely going to be the one that you superior call to the field. It's a very good grade 1, not gonna lie. And by now, of course, we do have support cards that actually search for a normal order card to hand, so that support card is gonna take advantage of how good this card will be. Although it only causes 1 counter blast, and it basically just let the whole Leuhan engine going. So yeah, really good stuff. For the grade 2 Rideline, we have Guard Run running through the Earth Leuhan. Although when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 unit with Leuhan in its card name, choose one of your Vanguard and until the end of turn, reduce the cost of that unit's original auto ability by cost Counterblast 1. So basically just reducing one Counterblast on the grade 3 Leuhan is okay. I would say it's not going to be the most broken skill. I mean, this is not like the first time we see this kind of skill. I think either Pacifica or the Prism from Lyrical Monastro has this grade 2 skill as well. Either one of them. Can't really think of it at the top of my head. You will still need to pay the additional cost other than the 1 CB on the grade 3 Leuhan, because Counterblast isn't exactly the only cost for the grade 3 Leuhan, which is technically being fulfilled by the grade 1's normal auto card. Nothing really much to talk about this card. He's just there to help Leuhan to activate skill and not take too much resources. Next, of course, is the big boss himself, Soul Awakening Guard Leuhan. Active Vanguard Circle once per turn. Cost Soul Blast 1. Search your deck for up to one grade 2 card with Marris in its card name. Call it the Rearguard Circle and shuffle the deck. Second skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle, this unit attack, cost Counterblast 1 and put a grade 2 Rearguard with Marris in its card name into Soul. Search your deck or hand for up to one grade 3 or greater card with Leuhanmaris in its card name. Write it as stand and until the end of turn, put the card reveal for the dry check of the battle that unit attack on the bottom of the deck instead of the hand. If you search the deck, shuffle the deck. It's a decently long skill. Soul Blast 1 to Superior Call a Marris from the deck is just really nice, and it basically just fuels the cost for the second skill and also set up the whole combo, which sets up the whole combo. Very nice there. Soul Blast 1 is technically negatable because Marris will be put to soul and hence, you know, you don't really minus the soul. As you have noticed by now, the second skill is basically like a pseudo Revol dress, but of course without any power creep skill of Full Blast, because Full Blast is able to give power to the front row as well as a critical to himself, yada yada. But this one is a little bit straightforward. It's just a direct power up and it doesn't really minus the drive, meaning that after Leuhan attacks, when you ride Leuhanmaris on top of this guy here, you still get the twin drive. So unlike Youthberk that needs Sequana in the back row, that reliant on Sequana to gain back the dry check, this card doesn't really need that. You only need to put one card into the soul, which in turn will also help Leuhanmaris big time, I would say. The other big difference between Leuhan as well as Youthberk is that you are able to search from your deck or hand to ride on top of the grade 3, which is something Youthberk needs to rely on other cards in order to get the RevolForm stuff to the hand in order to Revol dress. This one, you only need to make sure that you have Leuhanmaris in the deck. You're able to just Superior Ride from there. And what's more, filter. However, of course, by increasing the consistency of not bricking as well as keep on activating this unit's skill, the twin drive or triple drive, yes, Leuhanmaris does get a triple drive, which we will talk about later. Those cards that you check from the triple drive or twin drive, which is forced to put at the bottom of the deck, which in turns you will only be getting like the 2 cards from this grade 3 Leuhan's attack. So not really the best, but again, it might be better, I would say, because think of it this way: if you do manage to dry check like crits or draws, you are able to put back those triggers and you can just start stacking triggers from there. So technically you don't really lose a lot of triggers because those triggers are going to be to the bottom of the deck. However, this is also quite crippling due to the fact that if you do not dry check any triggers for this grade 3 Leuhan, it means that you will not have enough shield to guard your opponent's next turn. It depends on which time you are dry checking the triggers. It might be good, it might be bad. It depends on how you see it. But overall, it's a very disgusting skill from what I can see so far. Not bad as a standalone grade 3 boss unit. But of course, we're gonna have to talk about Marris and Leuhanmaris to see what they actually do in order to fully understand how good this whole deck is. For the grade 2 Marris, we have Guard running through the Earth Marris. Auto Rearguard Circle. When this unit attack, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Leuhan in its card name, this unit gets 5k power until the end of that battle. Second skill, auto, when this unit is put into soul from Rearguard Circle by the ability of your Vanguard with Leuhan in its card name. If you personal road this turn, choose one of your Vanguard and it gets drive +1 until the end of turn. This card, being a 15k attacker that also acts as a cost for grade 3 Leuhan, just synergizes really well for the whole deck as an overall. On top of just being a cost and a 15k attacker, Marris here does provide a triple drive on the second time once you rewrite into Leuhanmaris, which is quite nice. But of course, do keep in mind here is that the triple drive card will not go to hand, it will go to the bottom of the deck. So it's really disgusting on offensive turn, but it's not really that great in terms of the defensive turn. But still, I don't think it's going to be a big problem. This card will probably be a priority unit to be recycled as well as call from card skills due to this card being a cost as well as synergy unit for the whole deck. Remember the grade 1 normal auto card that this deck has, yeah, you will definitely want to play 4 of that to Superior Call this, as well as any other card skills that Superior Calls from the deck or drop zone. If, of course, Keter Sanctuary has that. Really good companion, I would say. Next, of course, is the RevolForm of this deck. Soul Awakening Dragon Horse Leuhanmaris. So it's a dragon and a horse. Continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, if your soul has Soul Awakening Guard Leuhan, this unit gets 10k power. Second skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of your turn, choose a Soul Awakening Guard Leuhan from your soul and write it as rest. I mean, this card is going to be either a 23k or 33k attacker upon rewriting. This is considering that with the personal right power. Since your soul will definitely have the OG Leuhan, you will definitely get the 10k power. This card will be a triple drive Vanguard attack after rewriting from Leuhan. And of course, since Marris is being put into the soul, and if you do personal right, Marris will be giving that +1 drive. However, since both Marris and Leuhanmaris will be going into the soul by you just paying the cost as well as activating grade 3 Leuhan skill, it is recommended to have some skills that soul blast the Leuhanmaris or Marris out from the soul. Cards like Enucleate Angel as well as Kadwala, these two cards are really good in terms of helping you soul blast those two cards out, as well as activating some of the bonus skill that you might want. I mean, these two cards are just examples. There are other cards within Keter Sanctuary that you are able to just soul blast the key pieces out from the deck for you to just recycle them, as well as activate the normal order card to Superior Call them back, or put Leuhanmaris back to the bottom of the deck to then be rewrite again. Very, very nice synergy, I would say. Last but not least is Benediction Sage. Continuous Vanguard Circle. If this unit is boosting a unit with Leuhan or Marris in its card name, this unit gets 5k power. Second skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. When this unit boosts your Vanguard, choose up to 1 normal unit with Leuhan or Marris in its card name from your drop and put it on the bottom of the deck. If you choose a card, cast Counterblast 1 and draw a card. This card is going to be an instant stapler for this Rideline. The value that this card provides is just immeasurable. This card being a 13k booster for any unit with Leuhan or Marris in its card name, this does include Leuhanmaris. Of course, this card does want to be called in the center back row Vanguard Circle because you are able to recycle either a Leuhan or Marris from your drop to the bottom of the deck, which you will definitely always want to do that just to, you know, keep the engine going for the whole deck. And not only that, you're able to Counterblast 1 to draw a card, which is super nice. I mean, the Counterblast 1 to draw a card is just bonus, but since the whole deck doesn't really use a lot of Counterblast anyway, the only card that basically use Counterblast is the grade 3 boss unit and the normal order card. This card, very good, and since you will definitely have Marris as an attacker on a Vanguard Circle, this card is gonna allow Marris to hit for a 28k column. And of course, if you do include Persona Right, it's gonna be a 38k column. Very disgusting. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section of what do you think of the whole Leuhan Rideline. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course during the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.